Welcome to today's news discussion. I'm Sonia, and joining me is Simon. We'll be covering some of the top stories making headlines.
That's right, Sonia. We've got a packed show for you today, exploring various developments in the economic and financial spheres.
Let's start with the news of Alan Greenspan's passing. He was a significant figure in U.S. economic history, having served as the Federal Reserve Chairman for nearly 2 decades. What are your thoughts on his legacy?
Greenspan's tenure was indeed long and impactful. He guided monetary policy through 5 presidential terms, which is quite remarkable. The reporting suggests he played a crucial role in shaping the U.S. economy during his time at the Fed.
That's right. His influence extended across various economic cycles, and he was known for his ability to navigate complex financial landscapes. The articles mention that he died at 100 due to complications from Parkinson's disease.
Yes, and it's interesting to note that his legacy is mixed. On one hand, he oversaw a period of sustained economic growth and prosperity. On the other, he faced criticism for his role in the 2008 financial crisis.
Exactly. The reporting highlights that his policies were both praised and criticized. It's a complex legacy that reflects the challenges of making economic policy decisions that have far-reaching consequences.
So, what do you think is the most significant aspect of his legacy that will be remembered in the years to come?
I think it's his ability to adapt to changing economic conditions. The article suggests that he was quite influential in shaping the Fed's response to various economic challenges during his tenure.
That's a good point. His leadership during times of economic stress, such as the dot-com bubble burst, was notable. Now, let's move on to another significant story. Chevron has signed a deal with Microsoft to supply power to one of its data centers in Texas. Can you walk us through the details of this agreement?
Sure. According to the reporting, Chevron and Microsoft have entered into a 20-year power purchase agreement. Chevron will develop a co-located power facility named Kilby, which will provide natural gas-fired power to Microsoft's data center in West Texas.
That's quite a significant deal, especially given the scale of Microsoft's data center operations. What does this mean for the energy sector, in your view?
Well, it indicates a growing trend of tech companies seeking reliable and substantial power sources for their data centers. The fact that it's a 20-year agreement suggests a long-term commitment to this energy supply arrangement.
Right, and it's worth noting that this deal involves natural gas, which is still a major energy source. How does this fit into the broader energy landscape, considering the push towards renewable energy?
The reporting doesn't go into great detail about the environmental implications, but it's clear that natural gas remains a significant player in the energy mix, especially for powering large data centers.
That's true. Now, let's switch gears to another story. Oil prices have dropped following talks between the U.S. and Iran in Switzerland. What were the key outcomes of these negotiations?
The talks concluded with Iran securing waivers for its oil and petrochemical exports, which has eased concerns about potential supply shortages in the global market. As a result, oil prices have declined.
So the waivers essentially mean that Iran can continue to export oil without facing certain restrictions. How significant is this development for the global oil market?
It's quite significant because Iran is a major oil producer. The reporting suggests that this move has calmed market concerns and led to a decrease in oil prices. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures were at $76 a barrel.
I see. Now, let's move on to another story that's making headlines. The CBI has arrested former CEOs of Reliance Commercial Finance Limited and Reliance Home Finance Limited in connection with a significant bank fraud case.
Yes, the CBI alleges that these former executives were involved in diverting funds through intermediary firms, causing losses to public sector banks amounting to 7,623 crore rupiah.
That's a substantial amount. What were the specific allegations against these executives?
According to the CBI, during their tenure, loans were allegedly diverted to Reliance Group firms in violation of RBI and lending guidelines. This led to significant losses for the banks involved.
I understand. The reporting breaks down the losses attributed to each executive. Can you share those details?
Sure. The former RCFL CEO, Devang Modi, is alleged to have caused a loss of 4,097 crore to 13 public sector banks, while the former RHFL CEO, Ravindra Sudhalkar, is said to have caused a loss of 3,526 crore to 10 public sector banks.
That's quite a detailed breakdown. Now, let's look at another story. Asian stocks were mixed, with some markets trading higher while others fell, following the progress in U.S.-Iran talks. What was the overall market reaction?
The reporting indicates that markets in Japan and South Korea traded higher, setting new records, while oil prices edged lower due to optimism over the U.S.-Iran negotiations.
So, the positive sentiment from the Iran talks seemed to have a broader impact on the markets. How did U.S. futures react to this news?
U.S. futures fell, which is somewhat counterintuitive, given the positive news from the Iran talks. It suggests that there were other factors at play influencing U.S. market sentiment.
That's an interesting dynamic. It highlights the complexity of global market reactions to geopolitical developments.
Absolutely. As we wrap up today's discussion, it's clear that there are many factors at play in the global economy, from significant energy deals to geopolitical negotiations and corporate accountability.
Indeed. And it's been a pleasure discussing these stories with you, Sonia. We'll continue to follow these developments and bring you updates as more information becomes available.
Thank you, Simon, and thank you to our listeners for tuning in. We'll be back soon with more news and analysis.